It's you again. All right. It's Saturday morning. We got things we got to do. We got to go to this last minute engagement party. Okay, so I got some leftovers in the fridge that I got to take care of. I don't want to get bad. Something like that. And I had some meat in there that I needed to cook. But, you know, just me and my wife. So we're going to put some stuff in the freezer today. First of all, remember we made salmon the other day, right? So this is our leftover salmon. We pop it right off the skin there. Okay. Now, already in here, I have a little bit of mayo. Okay. A little bit of mayo and lighting problems. You can yell at a light bulb, but I just did. Anyway, so we have a little bit of mayonnaise in here. A little bit. Might be like maybe a tablespoon, right? And I put a little hot sauce in there. I make it myself, so you know I change the flavor according to what I'm making. All right. So that's getting mushy. All right. And you also, you know, we're gonna put eggs in here now. If you want it a little more flaky, then put all your liquid in first. Put your eggs in, and put your eggs in first. Put your mayonnaise. You can put Worcestershire in here, whatever you want. You know, you put it in first. This way, when you put it in, you just have to gently. But we're not going for that. We're not going for that today. All right. Now, I want to put a little bit of. This was going to be fast. I wanted to put a little bit of green in there. I had some cilantro, but I didn't want to put it in there, so I got some leeks here. We're going to try to do it without holding it. Yeah, there we go. This is not the very top of the leek, but the green. It's down towards the stalk. Some people cut the whole green off and just use the white part of the leek. I use the very top all the way down. But since I want a little bit of color, we're doing this. Now, behind us, we got some short ribs going. Okay. We're using our 2-minute turn, cold sear method. We're using our cold sear method. This way I can cook a couple things and still keep an eye on them, you know? I can usually tell by how they sound if they're ready to get flipped or not. Also, wash your leeks very well, because leeks are very sandy. So wash them well. Okay, we're just looking for something where, a little bit more. We want them sticky but not dry. You know what I mean? That's why we put the mayo in there. To give it a little bit more body. That's it. That's it. So, let's put a little bit of garlic oil in the pan. Okay. Just enough to cover. We're not deep frying. You can put a little bit more in there, you know, if you want, and you could deep fry them actually, but that's not what I'm going for. Just make a bowl, make a nice bowl. Try to get them all about the same size, so they cook at the same speed. I think I can get 4 in that pan. All right. This is just how quick and easy it is, you know? Don't mess around. It's Saturday. I got things I gotta do. Because right after this, I gotta make some meatballs. So then I'll have 3 dishes. All right. Like I said, you'll make them however you want. However you want. Okay? Okay. The light's not my friend. We're gonna fix that next. We're a work in progress, baby. I just remember you were here when it all started. Cause when it all goes down, man, listen. Oh yeah. So we try to get them all about the same size, all about the same thickness, and we can fit 4 in our pan. Remember, you always want space in between things. Think about it like this, food has to breathe too, everything has to breathe. Flowers, everything. So always give it some space, okay? Don't crowd things, choke them off. All right, so we got a couple more in here. We'll do that when the other 2 are done. And that's it for right now. Next will be meatballs. Stay tuned, eh? Oh, you're back. This light, I'm telling you, it's hard getting this stuff right, but we will. Okay, anyway, so we got our salmon. I'll tell you we're gonna do this quick. We got our salmon, boom, already browned off our salmon cakes. Nice brown salmon cakes. You see that color? Okay, that's the color you want. Maybe when you put it in there, maybe like 2 minutes aside, maybe to get that color. When you lift them up, you'll see. Okay. We're gonna finish them off in the oven because that's gonna give us time to make our meatballs. And we want to keep them hot. We want to keep them nice. So I flipped them kind of early, so they're still a little moist, and we got that egg inside and stuff like that. All right. We want to make sure all the egg is done. Also, we have our colossal short ribs that I did on cold sear. Remember, you put it in a cold pan, put it on the stove, turn your meat over every 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, lower the temperature every 2 minutes till it gets close, and then we put our sauce on and we're going in the oven. Easy peasy. Just a quick Saturday morning for you. Now, we're gonna make some meatballs. Usually what I do is I buy, let's cut out the mess here. I buy, maybe like, I don't know, 6 pounds of meat. But I get turkey and I mix it with the beef. Because all those turkey's good and flavorful and it's a little bit cheaper. You could also get ground pork and mix it in if you like ground pork. So most of your stuff anyway. Well, anyway, so I like the turkey, but like I said, it's dry. So we add the beef because we want beef meatballs anyway. So we're gonna do some onion. Okay. All right. Some onion. All right. Working that out. Okay. Also, like I said, so if you can make a couple dishes in one. We're gonna make meatballs. I can make meatballs and meatloaf, or I can make meatballs and burgers. So I usually like to make the meatballs and the burgers, and I freeze the burgers, make them patties, freeze them in a Ziploc bag. Bam. Okay, one little garlic here. Go with our onions. And then we're gonna put in some sage, some basil, sage, basil, oregano, and some cilantro. I told you, don't mess with anything round. If you're chopping it up, don't bother messing with the round thing. You'll cut yourself, or it just takes longer. Once you smash garlic, it's already dicing itself. Once you smash it, you already got pieces. Okay? You don't have to kill yourself. Now me, what I'm gonna do is, I want it a little bit finer. So, I'm gonna run my knife across it this way. But I don't think you could do that. You wanna see? Yeah. Alright. So, I'm running the tip of my knife, the flat blade across. Okay? And instead of chunks, I flattened her out and we have minced garlic. Okay? But you can try it or not, but always smash your garlic first, okay? Always smash first. Alright. Let's come up just a little bit. Alright. So now, I love sage. A little bit of stem is good, but you know, you got that thick stem, that's not good. Okay? So a little bit of sage. It's hot in here, man. Cooking all this stuff at the same time, it's hot. So we got our sage. Boom, boom. And we got our cilantro. Cilantro gives you more of a fresh flavor. And I wanted some green in there. I don't do parsley all the time. I just think, well, they say cilantro is like the Asian parsley. So I just think it's got a little more flavor, a little more pop to it. Okay, than parsley. Alright, now let's get our meat. Okay, so yeah, that's about 6 pounds. Alright, so it's gonna be a little tough to mix up. So let's get our eggs in there. I usually save the shakes. I can't say it now. The eggshells, I usually save them for my garden. Okay? Remember I was telling you before about do your liquid first, mix it up nice, and this way it's easier for you to incorporate everything else in there. So, we're going to do a little, you could do Worcestershire sauce, right? I like soy sauce. Yes. Anything to do with meatballs or meatloaf. I don't know if anybody can ever do it the same. If you can, well, God bless you. You know? Some black pepper. And some basil. Basil, oregano. So we got some good spice in there, huh? Let them know who's boss. Also, what I like to do is I got some tomato sauce down there that I didn't finish. I don't want to waste it, and then you figure too, think about with food here is that they're going to be in a red sauce, right? Spaghetti and meatballs and all that, so why not put a little red sauce and your meatball already? You understand? Now we're talking about what flavors can do. Alright, let's get it all around there. And we're going to put our breadcrumbs in now, because you don't want clumps of breadcrumbs, because since we have so much meat, we don't want clumps of breadcrumbs. So let's mix it in here, and we squeeze it really good. When you're cooking Italian, you got to use your hands. You got to use your hands. Grandmama's big wooden spoon, no. You got to use your hands. So it's like sandy almost. You see? It's almost like sand. Alright, we don't want it too dry. But we could always loosen it up. But yeah, we want it like wet sand. You see that? Like wet sand. So we're just going to add a little bit at a time. If we add too much, it won't mix in evenly. Like I said, there's about a good 6 pounds. Might need another egg. But by then, when we add that egg, everything will be incorporated. Like I said, we want to spread our flavors evenly. We don't want like hunks of one meatball with 20 pieces of garlic in it, you know. So mix everything up first. Or you could mix it up separately, then pour it on top of your meat and do it the other way. But like I said, a little bit at a time. And you gotta use your hands. If you don't use your hands, you use an Italian punk. And I don't know if there's an Italian punk. You know, if you're not Italian, you'd be an Italian punk. So there we go. Alright. Getting tired. A lot of meat here. Why do you think I gotta put it in the pot? I don't have a bowl big enough. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It should be a little. It shouldn't be the same consistency. It should, see, mine is, it's a little dry. But don't be afraid of water either, because then you don't want to add too much of another product. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, maybe I should add some more egg, or maybe I should add some more of this, and then it's just not the same anymore. So if you feel it's a little dry, okay, you can add another egg. We'll just add a little bit of water. Alright? Yeah. We'll see what that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Kaboom. I don't put no salt. I don't like using like straight salt for a lot of things. This didn't need salt. It didn't need Lowry's. It didn't need nothing. You know, you just put everything in there, put some pepper in there. Remember, because you're going to cook it in a sauce, you know, we'll put some sauce on top of it anyway. That's going to have salt in it, you know. You start out salty, that's the way you're going to finish. Okay. Let me get these off. And we're going to make some quick meatballs. Coming right at you. Alright. We had to take care of a couple things. Got to wash dishes and stuff because we got to get out of here after this. So, once again, just to go over it, this is our Saturday prep. Okay, we're using things out the refrigerator, leftovers, meat I may have pulled from the freezer, but I didn't use in enough time, and I don't want it to sit and get all like that. So, we got barbecue short ribs in the oven. Okay, we made salmon cakes. And then someone wanted to know when breakfast was going to be ready. And I'm over here cooking all this stuff and getting ready to do meatballs. So we did nice salmon cake. You see that? Salmon cake with eggs. Okay. And a little bit of toast. All right, if you're eating, come on. We'll go, because I'm on camera. Hello? Hungry would have been here by now. Please. Oh, nigga, you. Yeah. Let's go, people. Gotcha. Salmon cake, baby. There's more if you want more, okay? All right, so now, back to our meatballs, okay? So we got everything in there. We let it sit for a few minutes because we were messing around with other stuff. Depends upon the size you want them. I mean, me, I like the small meatballs. I don't like the big ones that's like a whole separate meal where you gotta cut them up and then quarter them and then, I don't like that. So, I like to go medium. And they're gonna shrink as well. Okay? So we're just gonna, you'll see what I get in here. I could tell you the amount, but they're different size every time. Depends on how I feel. I just try to get them close to the same size every time. Also, while you're doing this, you know, with the gloves, it's okay. With the gloves, you're doing good. Bang. I remember 2 pairs of gloves. Well, with me, I have to wear 2 pair because my hands are big. So, once my hands get wet or anything, I can't get the glove back on. I can't get a new one on. So I just keep that one underneath. Man, I don't got to go through, you know, all the rigmarole of putting on another glove. It's either smart or lazy. Oh, boy. That one's a little small. I can feel them. We're doing this so long, I can feel the size they are. Yeah, I work in Italian restaurants, all that stuff, man. I've been around, like SpongeBob. I've been around town. Okay? So, we're just going to keep it going. And I think, watch, we're going to edit this video. So you don't have to, I don't have to sit here and talk to you. You don't have to sit here and look at my face, okay, the whole time. So, I had a friend, Andrew DeRiso, right? I named my garden after Andrew. I'll show you the garden one of these days. It's booming. Hey, listen, I'm in December with a booming garden, okay? So the garden's name is Andrew. But anyway, the real Andrew DeRiso, he was helping me out with a couple things. So, you know I'm having production problems. So, I downloaded this thing on my phone. I downloaded this thing, CapCut, right? Downloaded it on my phone, and I'm going to use it for the first time today to, like, edit the videos. You know what I mean? Also, look, when your meatballs, man, don't have the meatballs that break open. Make sure they look like this, all the way around. Don't have the meatballs that break open. You know what I'm talking about, because you all done it. Now, if you want to solve that problem, okay, you got to seal your meatball. If you're not a good roller, seal your meatball. I got a little bit of water here, right? Just put a little bit of water on your hands. Water will seal it, okay? Water will seal that meatball. Alright? Because like I said, you don't want no lumpy, bumpy meatballs. And, yeah, well, they look like somebody's brain. Okay, you see? See how that is? All the way around. Yeah. Man, that's all. That's all. Wet your hands. Like I said, if you cook in Italian, you're going to use your hands anyway. You can use a glove, but, you know, I got to speed up a little bit. But, oh, like I was saying on CapCut, so, I'm going to try to edit a couple of these today, so I'm going to try to combine them all, and if I do it, man, then I'm going to the next level. The next level. Then you see how that one's now? You see how it's split right there? We want it smooth. We want it smooth. You don't want to see any holes, any cavities. Speaking of cavities, man, come on, man. We can talk about it. Man, I can need some new furniture, you know? I've never been ashamed of my overbite or the gap in my teeth, you know? Actually, I had braces when I was younger, but I got into an argument with the orthodontist. And that didn't work out so well. Yeah, I said some things at a young age. And so he said, well, listen, oh, you want me to take them out? Come on, go back in the chair, we'll take them out. Even though I was like 11 or 12, I was like, that doesn't sound like a good idea, because he's really mad. You know how much furniture, all much stuff I had in my mouth, all kind of equipment and everything. So, over the years, you know, some of that stuff was still in there. Anyway, that's personal. I got problems up in my mouth. If I lose one more tooth, I'm going to look like a jack-o'-lantern. You know? So, I mean, let's not dance around it. While we're making our meatballs, let's talk about it, you know? I could have edited this part out, but you know what? It's time, let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. Yeah, but I'm still pretty, though. You feel what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, if I get a new grill, oh, boy, I won't be safe in the street. You know, but not them chalky white ones that everybody get. You know, when you look like a corpse. You know, don't nobody, no. I think when I get mine, I'll rub some coffee or tea on them. I'm going to rub a tea bag on them. You know, to make them look like they've been lived in. You know. Give me some new furniture wash. Give me some new teeth in my mouth. Huh. You think I'm not? Go to family functions, everybody cheesing it up. I'm in the back like, you know? Nah, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. You can't teeth shame me. Good God. I should have fast forwarded this because I can't. Can I go faster? Yeah. That looks about right, yeah. Telling y'all to do this every day, baby. All the time. That's how you get that motion. That motion to make sure that thing is closed up. Every once in a while, dip you some water. Squeeze that thing together. Pop it back and forth a couple times. Hey, whammo. And they're generally all the same size. I mean, I'm not getting judged by it, but they're generally all the same size. So I'm going to stop soon anyway. Because I see enough in here for about a good... That one's too big. About a good 5-6 burgers. And that's what we rocking with too, you know. We want to, especially you cooking stuff, you know. You don't have to have leftovers all the time if you make a couple different dishes with the same ingredients. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And you got stuff in the freezer and you're ready to go. For those nights you don't feel like doing anything. Like me, I'm not cooking for the next 3 days. Hold on, I gotta wash my hands. Yeah, for the next 3 days, I'm not cooking yet. So, also I told you before we had a little bit of tomato sauce. Of course, it's in a can or a bottle, but we'll get into that next when we do our pasta. Because I don't use the sauce, I just get the puree. I get the puree or whole peel tomatoes. So, we got a little bit left. We don't want that to go to waste. So, we're gonna... And that's how we're gonna cook them. I like them in the oven. Some people like to boil them. Some people like to fry them. You know, if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments or whatever. But I just braise mine. A little bit of water, a little bit of sauce. Remember, and I love the fact that I'm going to use this in a red sauce anyway. So I got red sauce in the meat. And I'm cooking the meat in a little bit of red sauce and water, you know. I think that's about it. All right? We're going to turn around and do some hamburgers real quick. So we're going in. Okay. We're going in. Let's wipe it down. Okay. It's another thing, since we're doing the same, we're using all the same ingredients, we can clean up all at once. See, with me, I don't mind cleaning, but hey, man, don't push me. So, all right. We love freezer bags. We love freezer bags. We do. We put all leftovers, everything in there, and then, but here's the thing. Here's something, well, maybe it's stupid. I don't label anything. So after it's in the freezer, you know, if it's like a stew or something, I don't know what it is. So we're doing our burgers. Do your burgers the same way. You don't want your burgers with the ends. You know how the ends are all falling apart and stuff. There we go. Same way. And then take that sucker and be nice with it. You see what I'm saying? Be nice. Make it a good shape. Make it a good size. I know what I want to do, but we ain't got the time. Okay, so going into an engagement party today. Engagement party. 2 new suckers. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Being married is great. And if it ain't great, do something to make it great. Or try again. This ain't my first rodeo. But it's my last, I can tell you that. We ain't mess around no more. Look at that. We about the same size. Also, you if you want things the same size, also, use something like an ice cream scoop. Big burger, 2 ice cream scoops. You know, meatball, 1 ice cream scoop. If you want them perfectly the same, yeah, use an ice cream scoop or something. Or use a cup measure. You use a cup measure, or or just like a small bowl you like or something. You know, if you find the right size of your hamburger, measure it. Slap it in a bowl or something. Then you use the same bowl every time for each one. You get them all the same size. But remember, seal them. You put a little water in your hands. Make sure you seal them burgers. I did. Go around on it. Be nice. You treat it well, they treat you the same way back. That thing go in your mouth and be like, yo, you know what? Thank you, Chef Prince. I'm so glad what you did for me before I went in the oven. I just want to pay you back with this flavor. You know? That's why I talk to my food. My food talk right back to me. Huh? You good, baby? And my food goes, yes, talk to me. All right, so we have enough for 1 more meatball. You know where this is going. We're going to toss this sucker right in the oven with the other ones. Sometimes things come out in your favor. Ooh, it's hot in there. Sometimes things will come out in your favor where you got... Ooh, come on. Told you. Just the right amount of ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be measuring cookies or something, and all of a sudden you end up with the exact amount for 1 more cookie. That means you love what you're doing and you're paying attention. Or your food just loves you enough when you're lucky about it. Okay? So I'm gonna sanitize this, but not now. I don't want to spray anything like that near my meat. So I can do. So what? This is a quart. What size is this? I just grab them. Yeah, this is a quart. So quart usually 1 burger. You know? There we go, we're ready. We eat this whenever. Now, also, that's just if I want one, you know? Or maybe my wife wants one or something, but also what you can do is get yourself some wax paper. You need wax paper anyway. You're not going to need it all the time, but you'll need it sometimes. That's why I had to go get a new one. I ran out. So, you can get yourself some wax paper. And that's when you can use the quart and double up. Okay? So, still the same bag. We're just pretty much 1 fits in. But we're going to do that. And make sure you're still tapping it. Take care of it. You know, because that's your babies in there. And there you go. Now we're separating them. Okay. Take off a little bit. You don't have to go through all this, but since I bragged about putting it in the bag, I need to make sure it fits. Okay. And there we go. Nice and simple. There we go. We got burgers. Okay. Now what you do is, I'm sorry I didn't tell you this. Look, seal it almost all the way. Squeeze the air out. Squeeze all the air out, and then zip it. You see how it can look like suction or whatever? Squeeze the air out. Otherwise, you get freezer burn and all that stuff. But squeeze the air out. All right, so let's try. So we got the gallon one. And we're going to fit all three. I'm not even wasting any. I'm not even wasting any more of my wax paper. But you can do what you want. Oh, we almost at the end now, baby. We almost at the end now. I'm going to take me a little break. Hop in the shower. Get dressed. And be on my way. To my little cousin's, but baby shower, what I say? Oh, whatever. Oh, engagement party. Okay, so there we go. All right. We got one, we got two, and then we got three. Okay. That's it. In the freezer, bum. All right. Now, is there anything I need to show you before we go? No. The meatballs are going. You want to see them again? I'll show them to you again. The meatballs are going. Here's our short rib. That's our short rib. Ho, 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 ho. That's not even a tonight dish. That thing is going to sit there and do its thingy. Give meatballs. You can leave them just like that. You don't worry about turning them over or nothing. If you're worried about that, then just cover them. Wrap them with foil and cook them. Me, I like mine with a little bit of crust on the top, you know? You can mix Parmesan cheese in there and everything else, but that's the story for another time. But anyway, some little leftover stuff, you know? Some things we could do, some things we could freeze, you know? And we're gonna eat. And we're gonna eat a lot. It's not about the cooking, because that's what it's about, the eating.